tendency. Measures of central tendency. Which means something that I don't know. And these come up usually when you have, this is when you have to use data, which means just some information. And usually the data you're given is in raw form. For example, if you look in your book, which you don't have to because I'll write it down here, these are the prices for homes. And this would be in thousands of dollars. That's, we're not going to write out the big numbers, but here's the prices for homes: $170,000, $208,000, $185,000, $209,000, $181,000, $183,000, $191, $175, $175, $187, $195, and $219. That's in thousands of dollars, which is probably relatively accurate or close to whatever it is there. Okay. Usually when you're given raw data, just looking at this doesn't mean a whole lot to most people. I mean, you might be able to say, well, it looks like most houses fall between or close to what, $180,000 or $190,000. But when we talk about measures of central tendency, we talk about 4 different things. We have what's called the mode. We have the median. We've done this before. We have the mean, the 3 M's, and the last one is called range. Okay, those 4 things right there. A couple of them are pretty simple. For example, this one you've done before. Mean is just the average. It's another highfalutin word for average. But the rest of these, really, before you do either any of these other 3 things, what you want to do is you want to arrange this. You need to, step number 1, arrange from least to greatest. Arrange from least to greatest. Okay? So in other words, you want to put these in order. And I don't know if I left myself enough room to do this or not, did I? Probably not. Let's see if I can do this. Alright, small. Alright, smallest one I have is what? 170? I really should have. Wait a sec, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if the modern board technology here. Yes? Is it moving?
No.
Yes. Who said no? We're just going to leave it there so I can do this. So here we go. From least to greatest, the smallest one is 170. And then it goes to 2 175s. That gets rid of these 2. Then we go 181, 183. Right? Am I good so far? 181, 183, 185, 187. Really should have wrote smaller. 185, 187, 191, 195. Again, unless I got some more room over here, which I don't. Let's see if I can do this. Don't worry, I know how this thing works. What do we got? 195, 191, 195, what's next? 205. Where's 205?
Yeah, there's a 205.
I got 208, 209, and 219. 208, 209, and 219, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Alright, that's probably the hardest thing about what we're doing is arranging them from least to greatest. Now, here, the mode. The mode is the number that occurs the most. And I remember that because that starts with MO, most, mode. So you just look and see what number happens the most in this list. And this one, it would be 175 because it happens twice and everything else is only once. So this is 175. If no number repeats, then it doesn't have a mode. You could have two numbers that repeat the same, then you put both of them down, or three numbers, then you put all three of them down. But 175 is the number that happens the most. Now here's an interesting one. The median is what? The number in the middle. Okay, so you have to figure out how many numbers you have, which in this case I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What number is in the, if you have 12 things, what is in the middle? Evan?
6.
Actually, 6 is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no number that's exactly in the middle because the middle falls right here because you have 6 on this side and 6 on that side. So there's no exact number in the middle, there's a space in the middle, and when that happens, you have to, you have to take those two numbers that are in the middle and find their average, which means you just got to add them together, divide by 2. It'll stop in a second. Okay. By the way, you should, at the 7th grade level, children, this should be obvious to you what the average of 185 and 187 is. Yeah, because the average is the number that is in the middle of those two. For example, if you get 100 on a test and a 90 on a test, the average of those two is 95, because that falls in the middle of those two grades. You have the exact same number of those grades. But let's do it. It's 187 plus 185, and we're going to divide by 2. 372 cut in half is 8. 186. Is that what we said? Yeah. 186. So the middle, the median is 186. Now the mean, I don't think we're going to do because I don't think the book actually asks us that. Well, I guess it does ask us that. But the book does the problem for us. I don't find much use for calculators, but in this case, if you had to do this problem, I would say, but you're not going to. Adding them all together, I'll just tell you the average of those is 190. I don't want to take the time to do that right now. And then the last one was the range. What is the range? As in home on the range? The range is, yeah, we call it the difference of the biggest and the smallest number. Difference of big and small. Which means you take the biggest number you have, which is 219, subtract from it the smallest number you have, which is 170, and the range would be 49? 49. Range is 49. Really? They want us to do a line plot? I suppose we should probably do one more thing here. Let me stop this and start this. Oh no.